Okay, just a show of hands if any of you have tried roti before. Oh, cool. So for those who have not tried roti before, maybe you should just visit the nearby outlets today. Yeah. They are currently in 3 locations in the Klang Valley. So Fred will tell you where their outlets are later. My name is Alice, and I'll be your host for today. We are excited to have you all here, especially given your keen interest in exploring new and lucrative investment opportunities. Today, we are going to feature the first F&B deal on Lead Capital platform. Yeah, this is the first one. If you have been following Lead Capital, you would know normally majority of our deals are tech deals. This is the first F&B deals. So let's uncover why this F&B sector presents such a promising investment potential. Before we get started, I would like to cover a few housekeeping rules to ensure that we all have a smooth and productive session. First, this webinar is being recorded, and a link to the recording will be shared with all attendees afterwards. Second, feel free to ask questions at any time using the chat panel. We will have a dedicated Q&A sessions towards the end of the webinar, where we will address as many of your questions as possible. So try not to interrupt the presenter while he's pitching. Lastly, we encourage you to stay engaged throughout the session. Your participation will make this webinar more valuable for everyone involved. Before I pass over to Fred, let me share how we came across this deal. One day, Fred pitched to us, and we were impressed with his passion for roti canai and his dream to promote the food to the world. We rarely look at F&B deals, but when he pitched to us, we thought this was something we must do together to help him put Malaysia on the world map. If you don't believe me, wait until you listen to his pitch. Now, let's introduce you to the presenter who will be sharing his pitch with us today. First, we have Fred, the founder of Rollti, who brings many years of experience in the finance field. Joining us as well is Keith, the CEO of Rollti, who has extensive experience in the F&B industry, including his previous role as co-founder of Snowflake. Fred, over to you. You can put up the slides now.
Thank you, Alice, for the introduction. Good morning to all of you, Tan Sri, Puan Sri, Dato, Datin, Mr. and Mrs. All of you. Thank you so much for attending the pitch today. And thank you to Lead Capital for giving us the platform to share this opportunity with all of you. And yeah, like Alice has mentioned, my name is Fred. I am the founder of Rollti, and together with me is my team, especially the CEO, Keith, and the rest of the team. So let's go through this journey of revolutionizing Roti Canai. How long do you think Roti Canai has been around in Malaysia? Do you know? Roti canai has been around in Malaysia for about 100 years. It has been around since the 19th century. So it is a favorite of Malaysians. But it's always been a sit down. You sit down and eat it. But we're gonna let's go. Okay, so as you know, the Mexicans have their burrito. The Arabs have their shawarma. The Vietnamese have their banh mi. But now Malaysians, we have roti. Right. The problem and opportunity, of course. Everything starts with, every business solves a problem. So this is the problem that we see. Malaysian food is globally renowned, but yet not a global format. The best Malaysian classics like nasi lemak, laksa, char kway teow, satay, and not to mention roti canai, has always been a sit-down cutlery dine-in occasion, not a grab-and-go format. The world's best QSR formats are in handheld, sometimes in single hand format, which is burgers, sandwiches, wraps, sushis. So what's the opportunity here? How can we champion Malaysian food at a global QSR standard? And the other problem that we have is Malaysian F&B's biggest challenge is labor, hiring, retention, skill sets, training, hygiene, food safety. So the biggest issue faced as Malaysians F&B industry is all this. And of course, we're dependent mostly on foreign labor. So even the big established QSRs, they have these issues with skill sets, hygiene, food safety, and all that. So what's the opportunity? How can you overcome the biggest headache of F&B, which is labor? And especially this sort of labor, because if you want to make roti canai, if you go to the mamak, that there's the ane that will press the roti with the dough and then it will flip and all that. So if this person doesn't come to work, there's no roti canai to be eaten. So how do we solve that problem as well? There's also another problem. So we're gonna present to you the solution, which is what we do in Rollti. All right. How can we champion Malaysian food at a global QSR standard? Roti canai wrap basically is a widely accepted local and international convenient format, which is handheld, grab and go. People nowadays are busier than ever. It's not like people are getting more and more free. People are getting more and more busy. And when they're more and more busy, they need something that's a bit more flexible, handheld, grab on the go. So the flexible format allows the combination of various proteins, vegetables, sauces, and condiments to make a full meal with nutritional value. We're definitely focused on the iconic Malaysian flavors, which is dal, rendang, curry, sambal, satay, and global acceptance because of its format, like the Mexicans with the burritos, the Middle Easterns with the kebabs, the shawarmas. Now we have roti. So we want to champion roti as a national dish, as like something that we can bring out there into the world and say this is proudly Malaysian. Something like pad thai, pad thai from Thailand. So they also government supported them, and then they pad thai is all over the world and of course the Thai cuisine. So how can we overcome the other headache of F&B, which is labor? So with food tech and global QSR operating procedures, that's how we're going to tackle this problem, which is through food technology, focus on reducing dependency on labor, skill sets, whilst delivering a value and quality product. Formulated dough balls, which are pre-layered and sent to our outlets to reduce preparation of, needling the dough. The layers are already in the dough ball itself. Specialized hydraulic press to flatten the dough to recreate the pressure of slamming the dough repeatedly to create a flaky, flat roti. And kitchen display system linked to our POS and the preparation line with full ingredients to reduce the learning time and increase efficiency. Right? So this is the menu. If you have not been to our outlets, we have a lot. Yeah, it's about 40 different types of menus, and if you can add in your proteins, you can add in extra things. So imagine like a Subway, but instead of using bread, we use roti canai as the base, and you can add in all the Malaysian iconic flavors, dal, rendang, sambal, everything in it, and it's a grab to go format. If you're not into the savory stuff, there's also the vegetarian, which is we have four options. Okay, and we got tons of dessert. So you have roti canai with chocolate, roti canai with mango, roti canai with strawberry, with Nutella. It's crazy, like If you should try it. You should try it. Yeah. If anything at all for today, please go and try roti. Try us out. This sort of because see, when you talk about investing or you talk about business, a lot of things you cannot see because most of them are maybe B2B, or B2G. But for us, is retail. So you can actually see, you can go to our outlets, before you invest or anything. Just go to our outlets, just check it out, come and see, come and try our food before you actually invest. Of course, we have the drinks, which is our fraps, our coolers, and our chillers. So the flow is very simple, right? Is all thought through. So when a customer orders on the set menu or customized order on the digital menu board, is and processed by point of sale system, the order will be sent directly to our kitchen display system for crew to assemble and to assemble it. All right, and at the same time, the dough ball will be put on the hydraulic press, put on the girdle to cook, and then you cook the eggs or the cheese and all these things, and we assemble all of it within 6 to 7 minutes for each roti, and each shift will be three crew, two to three, most of all. So we want to reduce the amount of OPEX, reduce the crew, the number of headcount for each shift actually. Right. And at the same time, of course, the drinks will be done through our blender and our brew and our I'll say our brewer basically. Okay. Innovations. We talk about food tech, pre-layered dough ball, like I mentioned to you just now, automated press. This is our machine, specialized machine that presses the ball. So it recreates, if you go to Rollti, you won't see the flipping thing. You will see just hydraulic press pressing down. So it's scalable. It's very, very scalable. Right now we have 3 outlets. And of course, it's linked to the kitchen display system. Right, certain other innovations, which is all our menu boards and advertising displays are fully digital and linked via cloud making promotions and updates real time, creating fast campaigns and turnarounds for activities and menu changes. We also have our loyalty app, our online and mobile ordering. So our customer loyalty app will be linked to our outlets website and a POS system at the outlets to enable seamless integration for customers to place orders, to collect points, enable referrals, redemption on special occasions like birthdays. So if your birthday is in the month of July, you have to sign up as a Roti Superstar, of course, to get your free roti. To allow re-engagement after a period of time and promotions and announcements and so on and so forth. So all in the secure platform that enables us to analyze purchase patterns for different locations and customer demographic, making powerful data to construct our strategy and knowledge into serving our customers better. So this is our Roti Superstar loyalty app. This is what you can get. If you want to scan, you can scan now to sign up. Of course, this is if you want to sign up as a Roti Superstar, we have vouchers, birthday rewards, referral benefits, and of course can order online. Right? So let's talk about the market sizing, the TAM, SAM, SOM, all this. So the Malaysian food service market is estimated to be about $13 billion. And let's zoom down into the sandwich and wraps market, which is about 7% of that market. That's about $0.91 billion. So basically, Roti has a potential to tap into the estimated of 0.91 billion or around 4.3 billion ringgit worth of market based on the current numbers. So it's a huge, huge market. Market sizing for Roti specific, 75% of Malaysian population live in urban areas. Population of top 3 states, Selangor, Johor, KL, total to about 11.8 million. Target age group by percentage, millennials 26%, Gen Z 25%, total is 51%. Overall potential target market in Malaysia is 12.5 million, or in the top 3 states is 6 million people. Right, and let's target just 10% out of that, which is about 600,000. Okay, and the mean income household for urbanites in Malaysia is about 8.6K per month. Expenditure based on F&B, food and non-alcoholic beverages 17.3%, restaurants and hotels 13.9%, and so the total for food and travel expenditure is 31.2%. Mean food and travel expenditure from household income a month is the 2,700 roughly. So let's take about 1% out of that. Just earn 1% out of everybody that's spending there. So it's about 27 ringgit. So let's say that means potential for a month estimated market revenue potential is 16 million per month or 1.9 billion per annum actually. So it's a big chunk. So this is our branding, basically our pricing position. We price it between 11 to 16 ringgit, which is which is on slightly a premium price for what you're gonna get, but not too high, which is unachievable, which is really the other end. But we are sort of like nearing to the middle for pricing and positioning, but slightly on the higher end. Kita mau atas. Okay, so what I've done since the start, over 50,000 wraps sold since 2023. estimated revenue, we're close to about 900,000 revenue. We should be able to hit 1 million, more than 1 million revenue when it comes to our first year anniversary in September. Estimated monthly revenue is 170,000 per month for the company. 3 outlets in 9 months, opening of Starling Mall at September 2023, New Sentral in December 2023, and KL Pavilion KL, sorry, in March 2024. So we also secured 3 locations, which is Sunway Pyramid, Elmina Lakefront in Shah Alam, and Bloomsville at Oakland Road, the new mall, and potentially a 4th with Avenue K in negotiations. We also managed to get our halal certification for New Sentral, because our outlets, because we get halal certification only for outlet level, because we don't have a centralization. That was a strategy. So you go outlet by outlet, and also we're on track to obtain halal certification for the other outlets as well. So, you know, it's a huge thing for us, you know, halal people, I think when companies get halal, they do like a huge celebration and all these things. So for us, we're announcing it to you lah. So this is our celebration. But you know, let's try to do something for that. All right. So these are outlets. Starling Mall, Pioneer Outlet last year. Why? Okay, Damansara Catchment, Urban Neighborhood Mall, office workers and families. Next, we have New Sentral, which is our flagship outlet, 777 square feet. Why? Because in KL, it's a transit hub. We get a lot of foreigners. We get a lot of I would say it's interesting because when we go to New Sentral, you see, you know, sometimes there's a Russian person eating, there's an American, there's a British, then there's an Arab, and there's like a Japanese and a Korean. So they all, you know, it's acceptable. For me, when I look at that, I feel that wow, it is acceptable, you know, it's okay worldwide. You know, this can really go out there because people are enjoying it here. You know, wraps. So urban, Great B Mall, office workers, a lot of office workers and tourists and travelers. Pavilion Elite KL, Premium Mall outlet. Of course, Grade A, very urban, a lot of office workers, a lot of tourists and travelers and families as well. So these are outlets. And this was taken this morning. So that's why it's written close to get at 9 a.m. So, you know, reviews on Google are like the cornerstone, I'll say, for any F&B outlet or any business. So for us, we are very happy that we can maintain I'll say A level, which is about 4.5, 4.4, and 4.6 for all. So average about 4.5 out of 5, which is A, you know, I'll say A plus. So these are the reviews. So you can actually go through them. You know, if you don't take what you don't believe what I say, you can go and see the reviews and see that it is really true from the fans of roti, like from those that enjoy roti. Yeah. And of course, we have our roti brand ambassador, who is Amber Chia. She's a model, Malaysia's super model, actress, entrepreneur. She has her own brand as well, and we're very glad to have her on board. Thanks, Keith, for bringing her on board. She has brought a lot of attention and very fun to work with Amber. And I'll say that she really, you know, manages to bring her fan base to us. So this is our strategy of promotion for roti. Besides that, we also are getting the word out there. This is the coverages about roti. You can just, it's all on Google. We got a lot of social media influencers, a lot of KOLs, KOCs. We have, you know, we are featured in BFM, featured in Entrepreneur Insights, KL Foodie, Weird Kaya, Vulcan Post. We have so many promotion out there, basically creating the buzz. So we want to establish ourselves as a well-known brand in Malaysia, and of course a homegrown brand, because you know that there's some homegrown brands that are growing very big. Start with Z, you know. So those you know, and you can see they started in 2019. 5 years later, it's huge. So we are starting now, but you can see 5 years later, maybe in 2030 or 2029. You know, we're going to be huge as well. That's the trajectory that we want. So coverages, we are in most, if not all of the publications out there. We are in blogs. We are on a lot of social media. We are on Instagram, TikTok. So please remember to follow us there. If you want to read, just go through. You can type Utusan Malaysia, Rollti, Rojak Daily, Rollti. Just have a look and see. Right. We also have collaborations with we have corporate collaborations with the following companies. So we have like a special arrangement. We do events with them, collaboration events and all that, marketing and for events and promotion. Right, let's drill down to a bit of numbers. Key outlet numbers. Outlet revenue on a monthly basis, we estimate about 80K to 100K. Gross margin is 60 to 65%. Operating expense, let's say, is 35 to 40%. Operating profit is 20% to 25%, which gives us about 16K to 25K. Right? Outlet revenue on an annual basis is 960K to 1.2 million. Operating profit is 192K to 300K. And for the capex fit out, the standard one is about 300K to 350K. Return on capital investment is about 13 to 15 months. And of course, it's dependent on the lot size, which is 300 to 500 square feet. And the gross margin, of course, is affected by third-party delivery, sales mix and all that. So this is the outlet number. So for you, for our potential investors, where are you going to get your returns from, your 7% for the first 3 years? That's where it comes from the operating profit. Yep. So what is our roadmap? Basically, we are targeting total about 30 outlets in 3 years, 6 outlets in 2024, 12 outlets in 2025, and 20 outlets in 2026. Combination of corporate-owned outlets and licensed outlets. We are launching our licensing program in August 2025. Stay tuned for that, with packages of express version starting at 180,000 ringgit to full version starting at 400,000 ringgit. We are expanding menus from 30 offerings to 40 plus offerings with new savory and sweet wraps, offering with Malaysian twists as well as new drink offering. And our overseas expansion priority, number 1 will be Indonesia, number 2 Australia, number 3 Middle East, and number 4 UK. If you guys, I think Keith now, he himself is in Indonesia. He's in Jakarta now, laying the groundwork for our Indonesian expansion. Right. So this is our roadmap for outlets and for our market. For 2025, 12 to 14 new outlets, 9 corporate-owned, 3 to 5 licensed. Kickstart Indonesia market expansion in Jakarta. Total outlet at the end of 2025 is we're targeting 18 to 20. For 2026, 20 to 22 new outlets, 10 corporate-owned, 10 to 12 licensed, both in Malaysia and Indonesia. Total by end of 2025, we are at 38 to 42 outlets. And for 2027, 25 to 30 new outlets, 5 corporate-owned, 25 licensed in Malaysia, Indonesia, and we kickstart Australian expansion, particularly in Melbourne and Sydney. So by the end of 2027, sorry, there's a typo here. We'll get about 70 outlets. That's the idea. So it's all about basically the business plan or the business is replicable, scalable, copy and paste. Basically, it's already I would say fine-tuned in a way, or we're fine-tuning it as well as we go, and we are copy and pasting. We're just finding new locations and penetrating new markets. So it's a very pretty straightforward expansion plan, I would say. So the key management team, that's my start with myself. I am the founder of the business. I'm local boy, from primary up until university, all local. And I started off working in the bank. Started off working in public bank back in 2010, I think 2010. Thereafter, I went back into the alternative investment sector in 2012. Then 2015, I started IWealth Global, and 2019, I started at a company called Citadel. And between these two companies, I manage about deals that's worth more than 150 million across the different companies. And but my vision for Rollti is, I really wanted I mean, I've been doing research on the roti canai for 30 years. I've been eating it since I was 6 or 7. So, I know a thing or two of roti canai, 30 years of R&D. But all in all, I feel that it's such a good product, but yet it's not globally delivered. So we want to change the way the world enjoys roti canai, from sitting down to handheld, basically. Yeah, and how I know from the beginning, how I know that this is gonna work is when my own, because I was trying to do it, a bit of a origin story, when I wanted to start, I bought a lot of roti canai, the frozen ones, and then I went to the kitchen. I timed myself, okay, if I cook it, if I put some egg inside, some chocolate, blah blah blah, how is it gonna take 6 to 7 minutes? Pretty standard. So I think, okay, this can be done. But what really struck the chord for me was when my own daughter can do it. My daughter back then was 9 years old. So she was, I told her, okay, you cook it. 9 years old can cook it. So you cook. After that, you put the thing. How long will it take? Oh, about 7 minutes. Yeah, I think. So if my 9-year-old daughter can do it, I think it's probably scalable. I want to build something that is like a Starbucks and a McDonald's and all that. That is scalable. Just follow SOP and automated lah. Right. The rest, the management team, of course, headed by Keith Low, our CEO. He has built and led many notable brands in various fields over the past 18 years as an entrepreneur and CEO of many successful retail and F&B brands. Now, he's a co-founder of Snowflake Malaysia. He was a COO of Burger King Malaysia and Singapore. He is CEO of Coolblock, CEO of Creative Lab by Nero Ceramic Group, a director of retail and business development at Desa Park City Group and IKEA Malaysia. And he used to work at IKEA Malaysia and Big Tree Outdoor as well. So I would say that he is instrumental in our growth and in the whole roti that you see now. So thanks, Keith, for wonderful job. And of course, when as a CEO, he's building his team. So along with him, he's brought over Saiful Anwar from his previous jobs or previous work. So Saiful Anwar comes with 31 years of experience in the F&B world, primarily in the regions of Indonesia, Malaysia, and the Middle East, and is well-known expert in restaurant and hospitality operations regionally. He was a director of operations for Burger King Malaysia, GM of operations in McDonald's Indonesia, GM of operations in Marugame Indonesia, GM of operations in Paul Indonesia, and GM of operations in Steak and Shake in Saudi Arabia. So you can probably see the pattern why we are expanding to those particular countries, because we have the people to build the team and to source for the right suppliers there as well. Right. Moving on, we have Charmaine Liu, who's our operations and product development manager. So she has a passion for entrepreneurship and for product development, which she has started 8 years ago by building her custom cake business, and she brought that experience into roti. Most of the menu that you can see right now was done by her. Thanks, Min, for that. I think at earlier days, last year, her most of the job was in the kitchen trying to just do formulate the best recipe, the best blend, the best mix and all this for roti canai. So I think she ate roti canai quite a lot early on. Managed to stay slim. Yeah. So Joey Lim, our marketing and business development assistant manager. So she has experience experienced professional with background in retail industry based in Malaysia. Previous experience includes Spincaps, Creative Lab, Fitness Concept, and Swan Jewelers. Well-versed in branding and corporate communications, local store marketing, events, and digital marketing, ranging from startup companies to established retail brands. And she now joins Rollti's diverse team to build the future of the brand. And she frontlines the company on all branding and marketing activities, as well as helping to chart and develop a future location for the brand. So this is the management team. Of course, we have our outlet managers, we have our service crews, that they're working diligently. So in summary, these are the top 10 reasons why you should invest in Rollti today, right? Number 1, #support local. Of course, it's a local brand. Everything is local. It's I would say homegrown, supported by Malaysians, created by Malaysians, for Malaysians and for the world. Created by Malaysians for the world lah. So we have a very far vision. You know, I would like to think of ourselves as the future Guzman y Gomez, the burrito, the one that's going for listing in where is this place, in Australia, or maybe a Chipotle. Who knows? You know, I have a very far vision. I want to get there. Be part of the roti revolution. You know, all revolutions start small. You know, we are starting small. You know, we are starting with a few outlets, but as you go along, it will definitely change the way people enjoy roti canai. Some of them, they say, oh, our roti canai is better than the mamak's roti canai. You know, so I take that as a huge compliment. I really appreciate that. You know, so pretty much a low entry level, 5,000 ringgit for one lot only. So it's 5,000, 10,000, 15,000, so on and so forth. Competitive ROI, 7% per annum for the first, for 3 years, because this is an F&B business. We need time to generate the income, of course. So, and of course, to get back the capital for all of you. Short-term tenure, 3 years. I would say that it's pretty short-term for this opportunity. Star product. Why I call this a star product? Roti canai is top ranking globally as one of the world's best flatbread, and I think one of the world's best dishes. So we're taking something that is proven is a star product, and we are delivering it differently to the people. So it's pretty simple, straightforward. Super early investor, of course. All this while, all of our funding has been private. This is the first round. We are, going to public to attract investors to come in. So if you come in, you're coming in at year one. It's like a Brian Luke asking you to invest. I'm not saying I'm Brian Luke, but it's like a Brian Luke from T-Life. He's telling you to invest in Cha time. 10 or 20 years. I mean, how many years when it started off? So knowing what you know now, obviously you want to get a chunk of, get as much shares that you want, right, from that company. But you cannot reverse time. You cannot turn back time. But today, this is the opportunity they have with us. So high growth and profitability potential, of course, because we have a proven business model. We are in the growth stage now. We are not in the development stage or pre-seed stage. We are in the growth stage. So it's a proven business model. We just have to go forward and expand into as many places as possible. Right, managed by expert team of professionals. As you can see, their credibility and their, I would say, their professionalism in handling it. It shows through the work, basically. And last but not least, I would say, in my opinion, pretty low risk with good exit strategy, because upon 3 years, the first 3 years will be 7%, 7%, 7%, and on the third year, there will be a redemption. So basically, when we have enough money, then we will buy back your shares at 110%, which means that you get a 10% upside as well. So it's 7 plus 7 plus 7 plus 10. So if we, let's say at that point of time, we do not manage to buy over, then we extend another 3 years, 9%, and at the end of that, then we buy back at the 10% upside as well. So of course, it's in my best interest, or our best interest, to buy back as soon as possible, So that is a exit strategy. So for in this case, it's more like a debt to equity investment opportunity, You get the debt first, and then eventually it can be converted to equity. Yep. So these are the top 10 reasons why you should invest in the Rollti today. Hope that thanks for your attention thus far, and we really hope that you can come on board and support a Malaysian brand built by Malaysians, and support Roti Canai, make it a global, I would say, make it a global dish. Start this roti revolution, and let's do this together. So thanks, boss. thank you so much for your attention, and I'll pass it back to Alice. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Fred. Thank you for your pitch. Now we would like to open the floor to your questions. So please type your questions into the chat panel, or you may unmute your microphone to ask Fred the questions directly. Yeah, I think I saw some questions posted in the chat panel as well. Let me see.
Yep.
Okay, I think Jack asked about F&B has trends that goes up and down. Do you think roti is going to be a trend or not? What is expected to be roti's growth driver? What's the sales split for online delivery versus outlets?
All right. That's a very good question, Jack. Thanks for that. About F&B trends, yeah. You see, when you talk about trends, we need to have the people behind it to support it, you know. So, and at the same time, we also need to start somewhere. So every trend has to start somewhere, and there will be supporters. So if there's more people supporting it, then the trend will be pretty good. I mean, to say that if it goes viral and the trend is like crazy, so there'll be a lot more supporters and all these things. So of course, at the beginning now, because we're 1 year old, maybe you don't see much of us just yet, but slowly but surely, through social media, through advertising, through promotion, through giving good value, I'll say, because a lot of people when they dine in at Rollti, they say that, wow, so big, because it is value for money. Sometimes they eat 3/4, they leave 1/4, for later on. Sometimes they eat half, they share with somebody else. So for the price you pay, I would say that it's quite competitive out there. So one of the growth drivers for us is continuous innovation, I would say, and of course, promotion, a lot of marketing, you spend a bit more on marketing and advertising and all that. And opening more outlets, because when you open more outlets, that's where you get that. I think now you probably get that Zeus coffee effect, like, wow, open here, what open here, what open here, open here, is like, wow, they're like everywhere. So we want to have that kind of impression as well, like we open here, open there, so like, wow, roti is also. So when that thing happens, like, wow, it's like a trend, wow, it's coming up, it's an uptrend basically. Sales split between online delivery and outlets, most of it, I think I would say that 90%, 85 to 90% are outlets. The rest are on delivery. So we are also on Grab. You can order on our outlets, on our app as well, the loyalty app. So yeah. How do you plan to differentiate yourself from other copycats? Okay, that's a very good question as well, Jack. Thank you. Jack asked good questions. How do you differentiate yourself from other copycats? Basically, we are the market leader for this. In this segment, we are the market leader. Why I say we're the market leader is because it's never been done the way we do it. The closest one that I can see that use roti canai as a base is hot and roll. But hot and roll, what they do is they will take the frozen one. So it's not fresh dough that they press. It's frozen. Okay. So then they cook, girdle, and then they cook, and then they put like a sausage or whatever inside there, and then they just wrap it up. So for us in Malaysia, I dare say that we are the market leader because it's never been done the way we do it, at the scale that we do it, at the value that we deliver for the clients, for our clients. So we are afraid that there will be copycats copying us. So that's why for us, we want to move fast. Since we have the first mover advantage in business, in this field, we have to move fast. And how do we move fast is to open as many outlets as possible. That's our plan. That's why we need to, that's why we're doing fundraising to open for more funds, to open new outlets and so on and so forth. So yeah.
Okay. Now it's from Ellen, right?
Ellen, yeah, the B2B, how much is the targeted and projected revenue for B2B this year?
Yeah.
B2B, we don't do so much on the B2B because it's retail. Yeah, so it's mostly retail, basically. Yeah. Been to Rollti, was there on my last trip. Wonder what's the connection with OFA because I'm from PFS. Free school for the brave and for the true. I'm a free school boy. I am from Penang Free School. Uh, yeah, so and then I know the OFA KL Selangor president, who's Ivan, and I tied up with him, and then we had a collaboration, and that's where we have this OFA and Rollti collaboration, of course. Yeah.
Okay, Nara asked about how will Rollti keep innovating to stay relevant and attractive to the customer?
That's a fantastic question. Nara, okay. So how will Rollti keep innovating to stay relevant and attract customers? Basically, we need to innovate as in like we need to have different products, better products, different menu. You know, imagine we haven't gone there yet, but I can see if we have a roti canai, musang king combo, you know, I think that's gonna be very interesting, right? You know, because this is such a it's like a blank canvas, you know, guys. This is like a work of art. It's a blank canvas. The canvas roti canai, right? and what we want to put in this blank canvas is unlimited. You know, let's say if you want to start, you know, capturing certain a Middle Eastern market, we just put a kebab in, you know, just put a kebab meat, put it roti canai, you know, that's why we can do it. Or in the future, maybe we haven't confirmed, we'll be using more maybe healthier options, they say, like chapati. You know, that is something that we can you know, I'll say
Innovate.
attract the investors lah, attract customers lah. You know, something always different promotion, different products lah.
Yeah.
What
Jack
makes
also asked another question. What makes a good roti canai?
what makes a good roti canai? Well, after 30 years of research in roti canai, of consumer roti canai, basically you need to have, I would say, consistency, you know, and of course the dough must be great. You cannot overcook it. Just cook it in just the right time, basically, right heat. Yeah.
Yeah. Next question is actually the same question we asked you before. Will Roti go into frozen food market?
Okay. That's a good question. Maybe Keith, are you want to chime in on this? You want to share a little bit?
Sure. I mean, it's probably not in the immediate 5-year plan, but because frozen food is a totally different sort of manufacturing and operations. For now, I think Roti will be focused on retail operations and basically regional expansion. But yeah, frozen food can be looked at, but yeah, it's a different ball game altogether. Not for now.
Okay. So would Rollti consider expediting licensing, finance, or franchising route that way can get the brand out there and in many more places in the shortest time? Will be considering that franchise licensing?
You want me to take out? I'll answer that.
Yeah.
Basically, licensing and franchising, we are going ahead with it. Actually, we are launching it at the end of August this year. I think there was a bit of a typo on the slide just now, but yeah, this year in August, we will be launching it. And yeah, but again, blitz scaling is one way to go about it. But personally, I mean, I've handled many franchises and licensing routes, and I'm sure the public has also seen, if you grow too fast, one problem is you will also damage your own operations. Just like that. So we will be expanding, but very cautiously, and also making sure that we get the right partner in terms of licensing and franchising. So yeah, that's if you saw the slide just now, we will be expanding through our own corporate outlets, but also through licensing at the same time.
Okay, thank you. And then Kev also asked about, do you have a central kitchen right now?
Do we have a central kitchen? No. Actually, the whole roti concept is based on not having a central kitchen.
Yeah.
That's the whole idea of it.
That's the reason why you all have the halal certificate for each outlet instead, right? Yeah.
Yeah. That's why we grow. We can get we only started the brand September last year, and we've gotten our halal certification now. It's July. So what's that, like, 7 months, 8 months from application. So I mean that's quite fast already. And so the central kitchen thing is, I mean, we are basically a QSR in a way, a quick service restaurant. Globally, throughout the world, most QSRs don't have central kitchen. They develop very strong partnerships with vendors, suppliers, and that's how we will build that way.
So we'll be considering food truck format?
Food truck, yes, but in a later stage. In fact, we will be launching our express version of the outlets first before we do food truck business. But yeah, in the future, it's down the pipeline in terms of strategy.
Okay, Nara also asked one question. You mentioned plans to open as many outlets as possible. Will you be exclusive or selective in your outlet expansion, or open as many outlets as possible, like Mee Shue, bubble tea? There's 2 Mee Shue outlet near my house. There's like within 3-kilometer radius of each other. Okay, yeah, it's like everywhere, right?
Yeah. I mean, different brands will have different strategies, right? And we are, and also different price points. Ours is a mid upper sort of product, right? Like a Subway sort of thing. So we will definitely be very exclusive in selecting the outlets. Our goal is always typical malls for now, high traffic malls before we even look at the opening in shop blocks and all that. So for us, yes, we have a sort of zoning where it's between 5 to 7 kilometers in terms of trade area. So that's how we normally plan our sort of outlet expansion throughout Peninsula and also next time overseas.
Okay. Do you have any other questions? Rebecca asked, would you mind sharing with us your buyer persona in terms of what makes your customer coming back to you within a period of time? So repeat customer.
Right. I mean, persona-wise, our products are definitely, for the sort of white-collar urban crowd. Basically, it's an equal split between male and female. But yeah, they basically the repeat buying purchase is roughly about 1 to 2 weeks in terms of repetition. Normally, that's what that's what our data shows for now. Of course, we only have 3 outlets at the moment, so probably not enough data to build a long-term trend. But normally, it's a repeat buy about once a week.
All right. Which is your best seller? Okay.
Best seller wise, I mean, Malaysia is a chicken market, so it's basically our best seller is a chicken chila drill and a chicken sambal meletup. Although we have beef, lamb, and all that, but chicken will always be a big protein for most customers in Malaysia.
Okay. We are looking to raise 500K not from one single investor. This is an equity crowdfunding campaign, so it's supposed to be from crowd. So 500K to 1 million. Yeah, we are looking at 500K to 1 million. Yeah, from the crowd. Is it possible for us investors to open a roti? Yeah. Is it possible for them to come in and open a roti outlet themselves?
For we are launching licensing to the public. So it's of course we have to go through every licensee that takes with us. We also have to go through an evaluation process. So I guess if you're talking about a quicker way to invest in roti, ECF will probably be the best one at the current moment.
All right, correct. Okay. How often do you review and update your menu?
New product development is normally we try to do this, and also because it takes a while to get a halal approval for products. It normally takes we change a new menu will be introduced roughly about 3 to 4 months every quarter, so to speak, or it'll be a new promotion.
That's considered pretty fast already. Good.
Yeah.
Okay, any other questions? Okay, if there's no more questions, we'll conclude the session now. We have reached the end of our webinar today. Thank you for joining us and thank you for your participation. We hope you found this session informative and that it has helped you understand roti better. And you may go into our campaign page to invest now. There's a QR code shown just now. Yeah, here, this one. If you have any additional questions or would like more information, please feel free to contact us at info@lead.capital. info@lead.capital. Yeah. Thank you again and have a wonderful day. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Alice. Thank you to the lead team. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Thank you very much.
Thank you.